All right, friends, it's Team, and I'm back with a new video on DrMiloWolf. You know who DrMiloWolf is, and the gym lifting recruiting I would say the lifting gym fitness recruiting fitness slave. Yes, that's it. The fitness recruiting slave himself, Wolf Coaching. Yes, gonna do a reaction video to Wolf Coaching today. So Wolf Coaching says how to build more muscle in less time. 11 hacks, broski. I can't wait to hear this.
You can still build muscle, even if you're short on time. In fact, by applying these 10 techniques, you could save time in the gym and build more muscle than you currently are. At the end of the video, I'll show you a way to apply them to your program for maximum benefit. First, drop sets.
Yeah, you can. You can't build any more myofibrillar growth, but you can build sarcoplasmic growth. Yeah. I'll do this really quick for people that are not on the channel.
According to Medical News Today, muscular hypertrophy, or muscle growth, refers to an increase in muscle mass. There are two types of muscular hypertrophy: myofibrillar, which is an increase in myofibrils, and sarcoplasmic, which is an increase in muscle glycogen storage.
See that? There's two types of hypertrophy. One is glycogen storage, the other one is myofibrils. That is the two type. Now,
According to Indian Journal of Physiology,
hold on a second. So we know that muscles have a myonuclear domain size limit, real muscle, not the glycogen, sarcoplasmic phony muscles that you guys are building in the gym as an endurance athlete adapted to lifting heavy weights. This is not based on adapting to lifting heavy weights. This is not based on being a fucking gym slave or a fucking endurance athlete, dude. This is based on MND size limit. MND size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by the satellite cell to support what? Further muscle growth. Remember what it said here, during hypertrophic process, that's when it reaches that ceiling limit. You want to know what that hypertrophic process looks like, dude? So if you go here into myonuclei acquired by overload exercise, scroll down. This is what it looks like. This is where it reaches an MND size limit. Notice what it says here. Untrained first training satellite cell fusion hypertrophy. It reached a ceiling limit right there. Wax. Untrained. Now, what do they mean by untrained? Well, you can be an untrained person that never been to the gym because you never lifted that weight, right? So a muscle that is untrained is a muscle that has never trained doing that exercise. So when somebody says, well, you're an untrained athlete, but you can be a trained athlete and doing an exercise that you're untrained doing. And if you're untrained doing it, guess what's going to happen? First training, satellite cell fusion, and then hypertrophy. What is this satellite cell fusion based on? Damage, dude. Get it? Because you're untrained doing that movement. You've never done it before, even as a trained athlete. An untrained athlete can be untrained, and a trained athlete can be untrained as well. Duh. And then it reaches a hypertrophic process. Get it? Beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more nuclei during hypertrophic process. Here's the hypertrophic process. It's not going to bring any more. You understand me? Not in that exercise. Look. Wow. I'll prove what happens in an untrained muscle. What's a unique feature of untrained muscles? Untrained.
according to NCBI, a unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of damage to muscle fibers.
That's right. So untrained muscles, they get what? They get damaged. And what happens when a muscle gets damaged? It leaves quiescence, the satellite cell. It can donate its nuclei. That is a hyperplasia effect. That's based on hyperplasia. Yeah, dude. And anyways, okay. And then they hypertrophy. They hyperplasia, and then they hypertrophy. Hyperplasia means you're getting more cells. You're getting more myofibrillars. A bunch of stuff is going on there. I'm not going to explain the whole process. And then it donates its nuclei, and it supports further muscle growth, okay? Because it synthesizes protein. All right? But this guy, you've already reached it. It was untrained. There you go. There's no more going on there.
The biggest meta-analysis on drop sets by Coleman and colleagues suggests that drop sets can offer the same muscle growth in a whopping 30 to 70% less time.
Yes, they can. They can if the muscle is untrained. If it was untrained doing that, it'll get this damage and hypertrophic process, okay? And it'll reach a myonuclear domain size limit in that hypertrophic process because it was untrained. But if it's trained, it's not going to get anything but sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, dude.
Compared to just doing traditional sets. The catch is that to get the same effect, you might need to do an additional 30% sets or so. So, if you'd usually do 3 straight sets on an exercise, you might need to do around 4 instead. Here's how to do a drop set. Pick a weight you can do for about 5 to 15 reps before hitting failure. Do a set and get pretty close.
Does he look like he's building any myofibrillars, dude? Look at him.
To failure. I recommend ending the set when you're not quite at failure, but could have done another 2 rep stops without resting.
And how's that working for you when you already were untrained doing that exercise? You reached that limit, the hypertrophic limit.
Reduce the weight by 20%. Do another set immediately. You should get at least 5 reps and go a bit closer to failure this time. Drop the weight by enough.
Okay, you went to failure, dropped the weights, duh. But is it gonna work with a second bout when you come back in the gym? No.
Another 20% again. Again, get at least 5 reps. Do this as many times.
You want to know why that happens? Why? Because it's protected. That's the whole point of the adaptation process. It repairs and remodels a lot stronger, and you build more of these sarcomeres and these muscles and everything, and then they protect from any more damage because now they grew bigger and stronger. And now they're stronger they're resilient from these assaults by these weights that you're doing, these exercises. So what do you need to do? You need to do something that you're untrained doing. Get it? Yeah, that's one way. There are other ways, but that's for you to discover as a trained athlete, because you're all trained out there, right? You all know what you're doing in the gym, right? You can bring back this damage because you guys have experience. You're all experienced lifters. Yeah.
As required.
You don't need Master T's help because you guys know everything out there. Yeah.
To hit the target number of...
Master T doesn't know anything. You guys know everything. Yes. All of your coaches and your fucking fitness gurus, they all know everything. Go Michael Hearn, ask him. He fucking knows how to bring it back. Fucking yeah, Wolf Coaching, bro. Get it? Go ask Mike Israetel. He's fucking genius.
I said yes to the to hit the target number of sets.
Yeah, do this as many times so you can hit the target of failure as many times as you can. Yeah, man, look, I don't want people asking me on my channel, bothering me. You get these people from outside. I'm talking about outside people, and they fucking bother me all the time. They're in the comment section. Oh, you're not doing anything. You're not telling us how to do this and that. Well, fuck should I tell you anything? Go talk to your fucking gurus. I make reaction videos, bro. That's what I do here. That's all I do on my channel. I don't teach anymore, really. I do talk about stuff, but it's not really for teaching, to tell you the truth. I do reaction videos, so stop bothering me, man. I had an old channel before. You weren't interested in it. It's gone. Blaha took it. He struck it. He gave me a strike and it's gone, okay? So I don't teach anymore. I make reaction videos.
I like doing 4 sets total for most exercises, as you'll still be...
If you want to learn how to bring this damage back and keep growing these myofibrillars, then go out there and get experience. That's my best advice to everybody. These people that come from outside, that don't know me, go and get experience. Go to the gym. You're an experienced lifter, aren't you? Well, go get some experience then. Stop bothering me.
using a decent weight, even on the fourth drop set. The benefit of drop sets may have to do with the fact that during each drop set, you're training close to failure.
Yeah, the only thing that you're doing here is once you're adapted to this exercise, you come back with a second repeated bout, you keep coming and lifting. Like you're coming frequently now, because I know you people. Now that you're coming in frequently in the gym doing the same exercise, the only thing, and I mean the only thing that you're going to get there is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, because you're an endurance athlete now. You're lifting for endurance purposes because you're adapted. That's it.
Each rep you perform, since you're close to failure, all muscle fibers are probably receiving a great stimulus. The second time saver,
Yeah, they're receiving a great stimulus. There's a window for protein breakdown and a window for protein whatever, a window for protein buildup. And what are you doing there exactly? Nothing. There's a window for breakdown and buildup. Okay, it's broken down. Now you're going to build up again, back to normal again. Okay.
is paired
Well, that's great.
supersets. We recently published a new study in trained lifters, finding that using supersets
Should I say protein synthesis? Protein breakdown, protein synthesis. You're breaking down and you're synthesizing. Your body's breaking down proteins all day, dude. All fucking day. It's building up and synthesizing protein. So what the fuck are you doing in the gym? I know. I'm opening a window for protein synthesis, but you're also opening a window for protein breakdown. So you're going there to break down proteins and then what? Synthesizing them with what? Pizzas? With Coca-Cola and McDonald's next door, eh, dude? Like, come on, man. Like, wake up, man. You people are adults out there. The people that are, these are not for the people on my channel. The people on my channel, they're smart. The people that write me in comment section, this is not for them. This is for these crazy outside people and this wolf coaching people. All right, dude? Come on, man. Wake up.
can help you shave up to 40% from your workout time while causing the same muscle growth. 3 previous studies
3 times same muscle growth of what, dude? What?
found similar growth, while sometimes
What growth was it? Were they untrained doing that exercise? Were they untrained? These trained athletes doing an exercise that they were untrained doing? Or is this an absolute doofus that came off the street and he was untrained? Or are these trained athletes that are doing the exact same exercise? So what growth are they getting? Sarcoplasmic.
saving up to 50% of time. How do you do a
And sarcoplasmic is artificial muscle growth. Man.
paired superset? Take 2 exercises that target different areas of the body. An easy way to achieve this is to pick 2 muscles that perform opposite functions: the chest and the back, the biceps and the triceps, or the quads and the hamstrings.
Jesus, this guy's so skinny, man.
You get the idea. You can also pick 2 muscle groups that are simply distinct, like the calves and abs, for example. But let's use the barbell curl and the barbell overhead extension as an example. Do
Okay.
a set of barbell curls. Rest for about 30 to 45 seconds. Then go ahead and do a set of barbell overhead extensions. Rest for another 30 to 45 seconds. Then do another set of barbell curls, and so forth until all your sets are done. The term supersets just refers to doing 2 exercises back to back. Supersets allow you to save time by combining
do
2 exercises in the time you'd be spending just resting for 1 exercise anyways. Since different muscles are being targeted in the 2 exercises, you can utilize the rest time to get more training in, cutting down on training time by up to 40 to 50%. Third, rest times. We conducted the biggest meta-analysis on rest times for building muscle and found that resting for just 1 to 2 minutes between sets, on average, was enough to maximize muscle building. Most people rest quite a bit longer than this,
Okay.
but there's a chance they were just wasting time. Instead, try resting for around a minute between isolation movements and around 2 minutes for compound movements. This can often cut down on your workout time by a surprising amount.
I would say all of you are wasting your time in the gym. A lot of people waste their time in gyms. They're doing nothing, absolutely nothing, and they're doing what? You want to get good at lifting weights, like a factory worker. He has to go in, he has to get good at lifting boxes all day because that's his job. So you've enslaved yourself to this doing this for free? This is crazy. And you paid somebody to go there to do that. You're paying somebody to go there. They must be laughing at you, bro. Get it? You understand me? The only time I ever go to the gym, if it's based on a regenerative bout, like something I'm going there, like I'm untrained doing, and I can get this damage, and then that's it. And then I try to grow some muscle, some real muscle. That's about it. And I go and eat and grow some muscle. That's the only time I would go to the gym. And then that strength from that lift is going to be permanent. And then you can climb trying to get that damage, doing things you're if you want to use that word, untrained doing. And then you can climb. That's it. And you can get more strength. It'll stick. It should stick. It sticks. Let's just put it that way. In my experience, it sticks. It sticks providing for a very long time, providing you maintain the muscle as well. It does require some maintenance. Of course, you have to eat protein. You have to do certain things, a bunch of stuff. Plus, remember, your body's getting older. It's taking on more damage, oxidative, this, that. So a whole bunch of things. You learn this through experience, through a lifetime. You know, you wish you would know these things when you were younger, so then you didn't fall into these traps. But whatever.
Especially if you were previously resting for 3 to 5 minutes between sets. Fourth, improve your warm-up routine. Many people spend...
This isn't any talent. You're not learning anything. This is not talent at all. This is not martial arts. This is not fucking gymnastics. This is nothing. You're going to the gym lifting weights so you can synthesize and break down protein and synthesize protein. Break it down and synthesize because you're all adapted now. Get it? And you're glycogen loading because you're eating artificial food called carbohydrates. And that will add to glycation. You're going to cause glycation in your body. It's going to speed up, accelerated aging, infertility, a bunch of things. Low testosterone, crash testosterone, oxidative hypoxia damage. It's crazy, DNA damage, and a bunch of stuff. Eating these fake carbohydrates and everything else that you're doing to yourself here.
10 to 30 minutes warming up before doing their actual first training set. Unless you're dealing with an injury and a medical professional.
Like I said, unless you're an athlete training for something out there, something specific you're doing out there, I don't know. Maybe it's speed running, maybe it's something and you're going to an event or something. Yes, I can see you doing this. But if you're not, what is the point? The average citizen going to gyms for what?
Professional gave you a specific warm-up routine.
Again, unless it was for a regenerative bout. But I know people say, well, but I paid for the gym 30 days, so I have to go there because I paid. Because you paid, you have to go there to destroy yourself? See what I mean? If I tell people you should just go there once a month or so to do a regenerative bout. Well, but I paid for the gym. Well, then find a gym in your area. The government has gyms that are free for people. Where I live, there's a gym down the road here. It's a brand new center. It's built by the government. It's free. You can go in there. There's a swimming pool. We have them all in North America, bro. We live in We're rich, bro. They must have them. You have a library system. It's free. They give you a library card. You can take out books, can't you, in your neighborhood? Fuck, I lived in Chicago. They have free libraries. They must have free community centers. So I have a free community center here. It's brand new. The gym and everything is brand new there. You can go there, work out, and do whatever you want. So they have them. They're in your neighborhood. Go check them out. So you don't have to be a lifting slave, bro.
You don't need.
If you're too cheap. But there are gyms like, I think $10 a month. There's like, what is it? Planet Fitness. You can go there once in a while. What's $10 a month? Nothing. Man, over here it's 10 Canadian dollars for a fucking Planet Fitness. I don't even know what it is in the US. I remember when I had a membership at Bally's in the US. I remember them telling me to come downstairs and you can get $3 for life. I was paying $3 a month to go to Bally's. Why would I go there every day? For what purpose? To destroy myself? No. Get it?
That much of a warm-up. In fact, when looking at 6 of the most recent studies on warming up before doing a traditional hypertrophy workout of multiple sets of 6 to 12 reps on different
okay, and what about it?
movements, one thing became clear. You don't need a long warm-up to maximize performance. Instead, a single, reasonably heavy set of 1 to 3 reps.
See, he's based on performance, warming up and performing. You're going to be a performer, get it? You're all performing in the gym. They're performing. People perform on YouTube channels. They go to the gym to perform for people. That's what they do. They go there. They're lifting slaves now. They perform. We're listening to Togi and all of them on Greg Doucette's video. He says, these guys, they say, I just perform for videos. I drink only when I'm making a video, or I do this exercise, or I take steroids because of my YouTube channel. That's why I take it. Yeah, they're performing. They're performers. That's what they want you to do, to perform.
With 70 to 90% of your max.
Nobody likes my channel, because I don't perform on my channel. I only simply show people what I'm doing in the moment. This is what I'm doing. I'm not performing. If I was performing, then it would be a job. I'd have to go and do that all the time. I don't do it as a job. This is not a job for me. It's nothing. You understand me? It's nothing. It's not for health purposes. It's nothing whatsoever. So I'm not performing, so people are upset. They're like, perform. They want me to perform. No, you perform.
May be enough to maximize performance. Some research suggests that preceding that,
That's a good little performer. That's it. That a boy. Perform for us.
with a set of 4 to 8 repetitions at around 40% of your max,
Yes.
may help a bit more. But
will.
if you're already pretty warm and just going from one movement to the next, a set of
That was a pretty good squat. But the more deeper you could get it, the better it would be. If you were untrained doing this, yeah, definitely. This weight, this set scheme, if you're untrained doing this weight, this set scheme, and this squat, then yes, you're going to get benefit. But if you're adapted to this weight and this rep scheme and everything else here, then nothing's going on there.
1 to 3 with 70 to 90% of your max.
And if your muscles do get damaged, they need to go through a repair and a remodeling, dude. And then that's going to take a long time. It can take between 7, 10, and 14 days. It depends on the person, what you were doing. I don't know. I can't tell you. You have to follow up on your instincts. Your instincts will tell you. Me, I already know what I'm going to get. Me, it usually takes me 7 days. So, yeah. Because I'm doing something else more specific to bring this damage back. And I'm usually not untrained anymore when I bring this damage. I can do something that I'm trained doing. In a way you could say I'm trained doing it, bringing back this damage. I'm just doing something specific in that exercise to bring back that damage, to get muscle out of it. It's specific. I can't explain it. It's something you would have to experiment with yourself.
Could be all you need to get your muscle building workout started. This could save 10 to 20 minutes from your workout, no problem. My 5th tip is focusing on the stretch. The time savings, priceless. On a serious note, the research thus suggests
Focus on the stretch. Why? Why?
that focusing on the stretch can increase your muscle growth without costing any additional time.
But how does it increase your muscle growth, the stretch? How is stretching your muscle, stretching it now that it's adapted? Even in the eccentric exercise, it's adapted because it repaired it and remodeled bigger and stronger. Now it's resilient from further assaults. So how is it that you stretching something that's adapted already to the exercise, is it going to grow? How?
A dozen studies now have compared focusing on the stretch to not focusing on the stretch. To focus on the stretch, simply perform movements that provide a good stretch on the target muscle under resistance. Make sure.
Yeah, it's the weight is the good thing about the cable machines are, if you know how to use them, you use them so that you can load eccentrically. You can load a lot in the eccentric load on this. You understand me, with the cable machine, and the weight will pull the muscle for you. Gravity and the weight will pull it. That's why you're able to take on more weight on that muscle. And then if it does get damaged, it'll repair and remodel a lot stronger. But if it doesn't get damaged, then there's nothing going on there. There's no repair and there's no remodeling. There's nothing to grow if there's no damage. It's really simple.
You don't skimp on that position either. You can either use a full range of motion, or even do half reps in the stretch position.
Yeah.
This will likely help you build more muscle.
It doesn't help you build more muscle. If he's saying building more muscle, that's sarcoplasmic. If you're adapted doing this exercise, then yeah, you'll build more muscle. Now, if you do this and you're untrained doing it, doing that angle like he just showed you now, and you're doing it a lot or whatever, then yeah, you're going to get damaged, and then it will rebuild bigger and stronger so that it's resilient from further assault with a repeated bout when you come back to the gym the following week. Because trust me, if you really get damaged, you're not going to come back, dude, for many days. You're going to come back next week and you're going to lift again. And then you're going to find that this damage has ceased. You're going to go, hey, you're not even going to think about it. You're just going to, like, the damage is just not coming back anymore. You're lifting, but you're never getting damaged anymore. So what are you doing there? You're an endurance athlete. That's it. It's really simple.
In the same amount of time. In fact, a recent study we did compared doing just 4 reps on the single leg calf raise to doing a technique I call the lengthened superset. In a lengthened superset, you do
He calls it the lengthened superset. Yes, sir.
4 reps until you can't get another rep, then extend the set by doing half reps in the stretched position until you can't get another stretched rep. We found 40% more growth in the calves when doing
Until you can't do another stretch rep. 40% growth. Can you prove that's myofibular growth, or is that sarcoplasmic, dude, in the calves?
these forced lengthened half reps.
Okay.
And this brings me to tip number 6. Make each set count.
Make
Few hours to be in the gym each week, you need to make sure each set is as good as it gets. I just mentioned lengthened supersets, which are a way to train past failure.
Yes.
But even just taking a set to failure will likely make the set build more muscle with no additional time cost.
So just taking it to failure will allow it to build more muscle at no cost, okay? What kind? Sarcoplasmic, because you don't build muscles in gyms, bro. Weights don't build muscles. They build sarcoplasmic, though. They'll help you load glycogen. I think every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water drop between skin and muscle.
The most recent meta-analysis on training to failure by Robinson and colleagues found that taking a set to failure could increase muscle growth by around 30% compared to taking it to just...
Really? These guys, too, they train high intensity training, and look what the muscles they got, dude. Muscles that they got, dude. See, these guys, they train to high intensity, and they're trained athletes. They're trained. Look. You see this? 6 weeks of high volume resistance training in trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic. So if you're a trained person coming in the gym, you're not untrained. I can't really, this is hard to fucking people to understand, okay? Fucking stupid people. When they say to you that they say high resistance training in trained young men, what they mean is that they're not untrained doing this exercise. They're trained doing this exercise. Get it? But they're most likely people that lift in a gym. But they're trained now doing this exercise. So when you're a trained person doing an exercise that you're not untrained doing, it is largely attributed to sarcoplasmic fucking hypertrophy. Get it, dude? It's fucking fake muscles, okay? That's what trained athletes get, because trained athletes are endurance athletes. That's what they are. Now, how do they adapt to moving objects around? That is based on motor units and androgen receptor strength. It's not based on fucking the other stuff. But if you want to get more myofibular so you can get permanently big and strong and be enhanced, if you want to enhance yourself, then you're going to have to build myofibulars. You understand me? And the only way to do that as a trained athlete, the only way to do that is do this.
According to NCBI, a unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of damage to muscle fibers.
Exactly. So you, as a trained athlete, you have to do something that you're untrained doing to get this damage to come back. It's really simple. You understand me? Can you be a trained athlete and do something that you're untrained doing? Let's say you're a trained athlete, but as a trained athlete, let's say you've done leg presses, you did all these things, but you've never done squats before, but you're trained, but you've never done squats. You understand me? So you go and you do squats. What are you going to get? You're untrained. You're untrained. Your legs are untrained. They're going to get damaged. And then they're going to grow some myofibulars, okay? So this isn't based on sarcoplasmic. So there you go.
Just 4 reps in a tank. So training just a bit harder could boost your growth substantially without any additional time cost.
Just training harder as a trained person doing this, that you're trained doing this exercise, is only going to build you sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's just going to make you better at doing this. More endurance. You're just going to be better at doing this. More endurance.
A great way to make it easier to go close to failure is to go heavier, which is my next tip for time saving.
These people, they don't understand anything about lifting, bro. They understand absolutely zero. If this was a muscle building channel, I would give him a 0 because muscle building is based on EIMD training. It's based on exercise-induced muscle damage training, and that is very specific training. This, he's trying to tell you you're going to build muscles. You can't build muscles as an endurance athlete. You're going to build sarcoplasmic.
We conducted the biggest meta-analysis yet on how accurate people are at gauging failure. For example, if I told you I thought I could do another 3 reps before hitting failure, how accurate would I be in my prediction on average? Well, according to our review paper, people underestimate themselves by 1 rep on average. However, when you perform high rep training, much above 12 reps per set, you become way less accurate and start.
See this guy? It's like endurance. This is endurance athlete, bobbing up and down. Let me see how many times can I do this in a row? How many times? Let me do this to failure. Let me see if I can go to failure. Oh, let me run a marathon to failure to see if I can make it 44 kilometers.
Training less hard. Sticking to sets of 5 to 12 reps can help you train closer to failure.
Oh, I have to go home and then I have to load some glycogen in there. I have to recover now. I have to recover after all of this endurance training. I have to recover now with glycogen loading.
Which is important. Additionally, most people can squeeze in more sets this way. The sets are shorter than if you did endless reps, and you might find you need less reps out there, soon to be on the market. Go to MyoAdapt movements allow you to train many muscles at once. In moving several joints at once, they involve a larger fraction of your body's.
I can't stand even his mouth or listening to him speak. I just think I'm speaking to a robot or something. It's just weird.
Muscle mass. In fact, a meta-analysis on studies comparing isolation and compound movements.
Who cares about meta-analysis, all these fucking things? Just go out and get experience in exercise-induced muscle damage. Then you'll figure out what really builds real muscle and what it feels like to be really enhanced.
Found that they were
naturally enhanced means to build more myofibrillar growths. If you want to be naturally enhanced, you need to build more myofibrillars. But if you want to be an endurance athlete and good at lifting these weights, then come to the gym often and you'll adapt to them very easily. Yes.
Totally effective for building muscle. Dumbbell and machine movements are generally more.
They're good at building muscles, sarcoplasmic muscles. Yeah, they're very good at pumping glycogen in the muscle. Yes, these exercises. Yes.
And efficient than the barbell and plate-loaded machine counterparts.
So keep waving your arms up in the air a lot. Do it a lot. Eat a lot more glycogen so you can load more of it in there. There you go.
Instead of setting up a barbell, loading up the plate.
Attaboy.
Etc. Stack loaded machines.
Yeah, stack load that, yes.
Tip number 9 is
carbs make you really fat. That's what they do. They make you fat. You're not a ruminant animal. So you blow up like a balloon, man, fermenting the shit in your belly. You can't even extract the nutrients. It's ridiculous.
Called exercise snacks.
Garbage, yes.
Whenever you get a spare minute, like in between work.
And then they tell you to go eat an artificial diet called carbs after you did all this crazy work.
Try pumping out a set of any exercise.
See? Try pumping out a set, dude. Pump them out. Pump them out.
Since you're just doing one set, cut out the rest time commitment to or push-ups.
I work freelance. I have to take care of